There's a story that's been circulating for a bit more than a week now that I've wanted to talk about, but every time I made it like a segment in Newswave, it just ended up going longer than normal there. And I wanted to take a little more time with it because it's such an interesting thing to see unfold since. I mean, it's for what can only be described as a generational release, a follow up to, I don't know, a little game called GTA 5. Came out in 2013, but since then it's graced multiple generations now. You can say PS3, PS4, PS5, several releases on like the PC and then of course on the Xbox. And now here we are, little more than 7 months away from GTA 6 finally coming out after that's been delayed, a couple of times now. So it's looking like we'll finally get this release. But to go along with that, of course, it's been pretty quiet for the game. People have been looking into a few things on it, and we may have the amount of money that this game is going to cost Take-Two and Rockstar to get out into the market. And this sets up a lot of people looking at this going, why in the first place, which we can go over. But also, while it's an outlier, will executives treat it like an outlier as it should? And that's something that everyone should be questioning, especially after the big live service push that we've been seeing. But we'll go over all of that here today. So if you guys enjoy the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. So GTA 6, again, that's coming out towards the end of November. I'm very much looking forward to it because, let's face it, the expectations for this game, and when we take a look at how much this game is estimated to cost, the expectation just outright, let's just be real, greatest game ever made. That's kind of where a lot of people are. And you know what? Based on the money that they are throwing at this thing, it's not unfounded. Like, really, I get why the expectations are there. So without further ado, GTA 6 could cost, I'm not even kidding, $3 billion, making it the most expensive entertainment project ever. $3 billion. Now, I will say this. I was expecting it to cost maybe a little under 2 billion. That's where I was thinking. And yeah, it's a game that has been in development for a while. They really ramped up development in 2019. And I mean, we're talking thousands of developers then for, at this time, probably more than 7 years. And it's not even like, I mean, this is top level talent that's coming through working on GTA 6. And it's pretty clear in Take-Two's mind, look, this is going to be a game that, based on how long GTA 5 lasted, and that's not only just selling the game, but also the online service that, man, shark cards and microtransactions makes a lot of money for GTA 5. They need to get it right. It can't be something they rush out the door just to make a certain deadline. It's GTA 6. Whenever they want to release it, let's face it, it's going to sell. It's going to be the biggest launch we've ever seen in gaming history. And if they want to release it in February, January, whenever, it doesn't have to go along with the holiday season, nothing. They are going to probably roll with GTA 6 for, again, 2013 is when GTA 5 came out. So we're about to be 13 years since then. This might be a 20-year game, like 2 decades for GTA 6, depending on, again, how they launch it with the online service. So to them, it's like, hey, if it takes a while and it costs billions of dollars, whatever, we'll certainly make that money back. Because when GTA 5 released in 2013, just based on the amount of time from GTA 4 to GTA 5, I can't imagine that they expected it to be in the position that it is now, where it's sold more than 215 million copies. There's no way to predict that at all, right? And so people look at this number and they go, that's too much money to put into it. Well, the idea here is based on some of the financial documents coming out of Rockstar North. It was about $2.1 billion, how much they've spent on salaries. Salaries is the biggest expenditure. I mean, it's really like the main expenditure for any of these studios when they develop a game. 2.1 billion since 2019 on salaries. Consider the idea that they're obviously going to put a lot of money into marketing for this game. They want everyone to know when GTA 6 is coming out. Like, as we're rolling into it, you're going to see commercials, I'm sure, all over the place. The biggest stages, like any kind of sporting events, prime time TV, probably a YouTube ad, wherever. You're going to see GTA 6. They're going to dump a lot of money into that. So they're thinking round up $3 billion. It's a lot of money. But if you go back to GTA 5, in the first 3 days that was on sale, made $1 billion. Okay, so they were out of the gate pretty quick there. But then if you look at some of the estimations as to how much GTA 5 has made since release, $10 billion in revenue? So in my mind, here's the way I'm looking at this, okay? I know GTA 6 is going to do very well. You probably know GTA 6 is going to do very, very well. Even if you're not interested in the game, you might be interested to see how it turns out, but you know, it's going to sell. Like, I don't play Fortnite. I understand it's popular and it makes money. I know we had the whole thing with Epic recently, but let's face it, that when they put out a new battle pass or skin or whatever collaboration, people are probably buying it and dumping money into it. So with GTA 5 making $10 billion, you know what? Yeah, put a couple $1 billion into this thing. Would you rather them say, "Oh no, we're going to try to cut corners and release this thing by putting in 300 or 400 million dollars?" I'm thinking, you know what? This is like one of the more guaranteed releases we've ever seen. Let's do $3 billion, whatever, because again, they're going to make the money back on this thing. So I don't mind them reinvesting a significant amount of the revenue from GTA 5 into GTA 6. And yeah, maybe because that much money and that much time and development goes into it, we get some crazy transcendent experience where it's like, yeah, this really is the greatest game ever made. But as I mentioned, you understand and I understand that this is an outlier situation. It's not something that we're going to look around and go, okay, well, yeah, every year we're getting GTA 6. It's just not reasonable to think that way. However, if there's one thing that continues to impress me about the games industry, it's the lack of awareness almost, or even foresight from high-level executives running some of these big publishers or developers, to where they will look at GTA 6 as a comparable for maybe their own big open world game. They're like, oh yeah, this can be a forever game. Because I mean, look at what happened with the live service push, especially coming out of the pandemic where everyone was inside spending money on ways to pass time. And a lot of that was money flowing into free to play games and social games that, yes, were a lot of those Fortnites or Apex Legends. And we see a lot of games that were getting greenlit, even though they were years off, because they figure, oh, well, this is just the way of the industry now. Despite, I feel like most people realizing eventually when everyone can go back outside and start going back to work, it's not really going to be like this anymore, because people won't have the same amount of time that they do at that moment in time to be playing all of these online games. But that didn't stop a lot of the money flowing into multiplayer titles that honestly would come out years later now, as we've seen many examples, and fail to really catch a lot of interest in the market to continue developing for it. Some games getting canceled before they release. Others, I know things like Concord gets pointed to, but they come out and it feels like they would have worked really well back in 2016 or 2017 or something, but it's just they missed the mark. It's too late. They were trend chasing, and a lot of that's just because it seemed like they couldn't tell where the industry was heading. So when I look at GTA 6, it to me it feels like something that should actually have a lot of money dumped into it, because Take-Two and Rockstar, they're expecting it to last a long time. If nothing else, it lasts the same amount of time as GTA 5. It's a 13-year game for them minimum, and it's a $10 billion or probably more. Now, I think they've already kind of talked about this, alluded to the idea that the price point, 70 or 80 bucks. I know that the discussion around $100 game has been pitched, and you look at the price point and go, I mean, you can see it because of that, but I actually feel like they're going to release the thing at $70 or $80. I don't think they're going to raise the price point on games up to 100, even though GTA 6 certainly could do it. I think they're going to still stick at that typical $70 or $80 price, and then probably have special editions or versions that have whatever they call the new shark card or something bundled into it for the online. But I think the relative barrier of entry is going to be what most people expect to spend on like a AAA brand new video game day one. Now, the question will be, will the current console market limit them somewhat in terms of the amount of copies they can sell? I don't think so either, because the PS5, by the time GTA 6 releases, will probably be right on the cusp of 100 million consoles if it hasn't passed that yet, even with the recent price increase. And GTA 6 will still heavily boost console sales. It's going to be that situation of somebody buys GTA 6 and then buys the console to play GTA 6, no matter what the price is. I really do believe it is that kind of a game. But hopefully, Most of the executives and publishers understand that as well, and they don't then try to trend chase and believe that more games should cost upwards of $1 billion, because it seems like budgets have been on the rise and expectations from players continue, I'm sure, to push that up. But I think more than ever, people are trying to find games that don't take a million years to beat, and they just want it to be a good, high quality experience that'll get you, I still think, 10 to 15 hours. I think a high quality 10 to 15 hour game is going to be more interesting and approachable for most people than a game that lasts 100+ hours with a ton of padding. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think about this one, though, down below. Are you surprised to hear the idea of GTA 6 costing $3 billion? Or are you somebody who understands, hey, GTA 5 sold an incredible amount, it's made a ton of money, they should be putting a lot of money into the sequel, and maybe you're happy to see that? And do you think executives will indeed try to use GTA 6 as the new standard for how much money they should be putting into this stuff, raising expectations on their end for sales going forward? Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.